Hello friends, and welcome to another video. If you're new here, it's your first time, my name's Lizzie and I've recently started a journal, and usually I do pen pal sort of things or packing Patreon rewards, but today we are going to be doing a journal with me. So if you're interested in journal with me's, then make sure to subscribe because I will be posting these regularly throughout the year. So with today's theme, I wanted to create a prompt about my word for 2023, and I'd seen quite a lot of people do this over on Instagram and YouTube, and one of my pen pals, Rookie Journal, did this as well, so she also inspired me. So if you haven't checked out hers, make sure to go and look because she does loads of journal things. But I'm starting off with this paper. It's kind of like a watercolory style. It's got quite a few different shades in it, so I thought it would be good to make like a yellowy kind of theme. The paper was actually sent to me by one of my pen pals. I can't remember who it was, but when I get little scraps, I find that they're really good to use in journals because you don't need enough for a whole envelope to cover it. And I think this is another memo from a pen pal, so I'm just using lots of scraps that people have sent me because they're kind of just the perfect size for these small pages. And I'm actually really happy that I got this journal size because I feel like these pages are a lot easier for me to fill and collage on. So it's not as daunting having to cover like a whole massive blank page or double spread, so I think I will stick to this size in the future. But I'm just starting to layer things, and I should probably actually tell you what my word of the year is. So I couldn't actually choose one, so I ended up doing two, so you will see me make two journal spreads today, and the current one that I'm making is consistency. And the reason why I chose this one is because sometimes it's hard for me to juggle all the different things that I do, and I still work full time, so I have to do my actual job, and then I have my Patreon, I have my YouTube, my Instagram, and I want to keep everything consistent because last year I took if work got a bit crazy, I would just like disappear for a few weeks, and I don't want that to happen. So I want to be consistent in 2023 and post regularly whenever I can. Obviously, if I get burnt out or it becomes a struggle, then I will take a break. But if I'm being consistent and organised enough, then that shouldn't need to happen because I would like to have all my content ready like a few weeks before, so that if anything does happen where I need a break, I've already got lots of time to catch up, if that makes sense. So I try and work a few weeks ahead of time. So when you see my videos, most of the time they have been recorded quite a while ago and edited a while ago, and they've just been waiting to be posted. So that's why you're seeing this one quite late in the year. To say it's a start of the year kind of video, but this was before I got all my new stationery as well, so I'm not using any of my new stuff in this video. But if you do want to see all the new stationery that I bought to use in 2023, then you best check out my stationery haul video so you can see what I got. So I've decided to use some of this like beige washi. It's from Note and Wish, and I really like their washi tapes. I did a big buy from them when they had a £1 sale because I've been eyeing them up for a while, and then they had a £1 sale, so it just meant that I could get loads of washi tapes for really cheap, so that worked out well. And then I'm just layering more bits of paper because I'm quite new to this, so I'm still figuring out the best composition for journal posts. Now with these spreads, I didn't want to add any writing on, I just wanted to have the word of the year that I was using, so I didn't leave much space or any like blank space because I wasn't planning on writing in it, so I thought I may as well just cover up as much as I can. I really like this colour scheme, and it tends to be something that I go towards. My favourite colour is yellow, so I like to use it where possible. And here you'll see me stamping like a film negative style, but I couldn't find my acrylic block, so I just stuck it to the back of another stamp, which wasn't the best idea because I then ended up getting ink all over my fingers, but I have found it now, so it's fine. I have this sticker, I think this is from AliExpress. It's like a transparent style sticker, butterfly one, which I think looks really nice. And then here I am doing my lettering. So you'll see me writing the word consistency, and both of the words that I've chosen are very long words, so they fit pretty perfectly in the middle of the spread, and I've kind of gone with the same composition style for both of them. I'm just doing some simple outlining, and then I'll just add a little bit of highlight on there before cutting it out and sticking it in. So going back to the film stamp, I really like using negative stamps because I actually used to study photography at university, and I didn't really use digital photography. It was mainly all film photography, and I have a massive film camera collection, and I literally spent like the whole of my university degree in the dark room developing my negatives and printing them, so that was really fun to do. So I actually have loads of negatives that I could use in crafting, so maybe I should actually start using those. I've got like a massive roll of black and white film that I probably won't ever use, and I think I've got like 50 meters of it, so I might need to use that. I wish that I could still do film photography, but here in the UK there's not really many options for you to develop the film. I used to just take it to like a local shop and they would do it in like a day or a week if I wanted to pay the cheaper price, but they've stopped doing it. Even the big one in like my local city, they've stopped doing it. So for me to develop my film, I have to send it off, which costs a lot, and then get it back and wait ages, and it's just kind of put me off doing it because it's just so expensive. And if you've ever done film photography before, you know that you might take a load of pictures and you might get like 2 back that are usable because the film's expired and it's got some light leaks on it, or something's happened in transition. I don't know, but loads of things can go wrong basically. So it's a lot of money to spend if I'm going to get nothing back in return. So it's not something I've really used, but I've got so much film left over that I need to use. But maybe I'll try just one roll of film this summer or something and see if it is a disaster, because if not, then I might be able to start using it again, which would be exciting. I do also have an Instax camera, which isn't like a traditional film camera, but it is a instant Polaroid. But again, the film is really expensive. But if you're in the UK and know of any way that I can develop my film like cheap and quickly, then please let me know in the comments. But we're now moving on to the next spread, and I've had this paper for a while and I've never used it or never known what to use it for. It's kind of like an oriental crane type pattern, and it's in this really nice turquoisey colour. So I thought I'd go with a different colour because I didn't want to do both spreads the same in the sense of colour. The composition is pretty much the same, but you can see me here using a candle lid to do this stamp because I still didn't know where my acrylic block was. But I'm using this blue distress ink as my stamp, and I actually bought this one and I bought like an orangey colour, but I've never really used them because I don't really know why I bought those colours. I just thought, oh, they're nice, but then didn't really think that they wouldn't really go with much, so I've literally hardly used them. I probably should have just got a more neutral colour, but I know for next time if I ever buy more. So I'm just trying to get this paper on both sides so it kind of complements each other. I'm using some scrap paper that a pen pal sent me. I think it's from like a Shakespeare play or something like that. And then the tickets and bits of other papers I'm using from the subscription box I got from Your Creative Studio. I also had this washi already. It's like a turquoisey colour from AliExpress, and I'm just trying to like tone it down a bit with some beige washi as well. So the word for this spread is alignment, and I wanted to choose that because last year I started taking some meditation classes and they were really good and really useful, and it just helped me to understand when and how to switch off. So I want to carry those skills on throughout 2023 so that I can just be more balanced and a little bit more zen, I guess, and stop being a stress head. So that's my chosen word for my second spread, just to remind myself that I need to be a little kinder. And I know it's kind of like a contrast to my other word because I'm saying, right, I need to be consistent and I need to do all this stuff, but then I also need to stay balanced. But I think it's just, it all kind of comes into one and they work with each other. So that's why I've chosen 2 words this time. I used my little butterfly stamps to cover up any blank spaces on this one, and I also have these butterfly tickets that I've had for quite a while, so I thought they would go with the butterflies on the spread. And what I sometimes like to do is, if I have one thing and I want to make the most of it, is I'll cut it in half and then I'll use it on either side so that it doesn't waste any of the stationery, and then that way each side will kind of like complement each other but without being identical, if that makes any sense. If you have any of your word of the years for 2023, then please let me know them below in the comments, because I'm always really interested to see what everyone's goals are and what they would like to do in the year, and how you are trying to stay a little bit more focused. And you don't have to start anything at the start of the year. You could, like, the 1st of January is no different to any other day. So even now you could think of your word of the year. You could think of your word of the year in like December. It doesn't matter. If you want to start any day of the year, then that's fine. There isn't really any pressure to do anything at the start of the year. I just think it's a good time to reflect on the previous year and just think about how you want to improve yourself for the next one. It's just a good time to reflect. So this spread is nearly finished, but I wanted to add a girl sticker as well because, you know, I love using girl stickers. So I just went for this quite neutral coloured one. There wasn't many that went with the colour theme, so I thought that one would work out well. But yeah, here is my finished 2 spreads. If you enjoyed this journal with me, then make sure to subscribe because it really helps me out. And I hope that 2023 is bringing you lots of joy so far. And don't forget to let me know what your word of the year is. But I will hopefully see you guys next time. So thanks for watching.